Welcome friends to our sweet and beautiful world. The world of flowers and stars, here everything impossible becomes possible.
Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived a brave and curious girl named Sophie. Sophie loved to explore, learn new things, and always wanted to be prepared for any adventure. One day, her teacher, Mr. Green, stood in front of the class with a serious expression. Sophie noticed the topic written on the board, earthquake safety. "Today we are going to learn about something very important," Mr. Green said. "We need to know what to do if there's ever an earthquake. Earthquakes can happen without warning, and it's important to stay safe." Sophie's eyes grew wide with curiosity. She had heard about earthquakes before, but she didn't really know what to do if one happened. Mr. Green began to explain. An earthquake happens when the ground shakes suddenly. It can happen because of movement beneath the Earth's surface. The shaking can be strong or mild, but we have to be ready for both. Sophie listened closely. Mr. Green continued, "The most important thing during an earthquake is to stay calm. Panicking makes everything harder." Sophie nodded. "Stay calm," she repeated to herself. "Now," Mr. Green continued, "if you are indoors when an earthquake happens, the first thing you need to do is drop, cover, and hold on." Sophie's eyes lit up. Drop, cover, and hold on. That sounds easy to remember. "Exactly," Mr. Green said. "First, when you feel the ground shaking, drop to the ground. Get down on your hands and knees. This will help you stay balanced. If you stand, you might fall." Sophie practiced dropping to the ground in her seat. "Next," Mr. Green said, "you need to cover your head and neck. If you're near a desk or table, crawl under it. If you're not near anything, protect your head by covering it with your arms." Sophie pictured herself crawling under a desk to stay safe. "And finally," Mr. Green added, "while you're on the ground, you should hold on to something that's sturdy, like a table leg if you can. If you're under something, hold on tight to make sure it doesn't move away from you." Sophie practiced holding on to her desk. Mr. Green explained, "If you're outside during an earthquake, don't go inside a building. Stay away from trees, power lines, and anything that could fall down. Find an open space where you can stay safe." Sophie thought about how important it was to be in a safe place. The next lesson was about aftershocks. Mr. Green said, "After the earthquake, there could be aftershocks, which are smaller earthquakes. They can happen anytime after the main earthquake. Aftershocks can surprise you, so always be ready." Sophie nodded again. Mr. Green also told the class about earthquake drills. "In school, we practice what to do in case of an earthquake. You should practice at home too, so everyone knows what to do." Sophie felt excited. She wanted to practice at home with her parents and younger brother Jake. After school, Sophie rushed home to talk to her family. "Mom, Dad, Jake," she called out. "I learned all about earthquake safety today, and I want us to practice together." Her mom smiled and said, "That sounds like a great idea, Sophie. Let's practice our earthquake drill." Sophie, Jake, and their mom and dad went into the living room. Sophie explained what she had learned. "First, we need to drop to the ground," she said. "Then we cover our heads and necks, and we hold on to something safe." Her dad looked around. "I'll hold on to the table, and you two can crawl under the couch," he suggested. Sophie and Jake practiced getting under the couch, making sure to cover their heads. After a few minutes, they practiced again. The next day, Sophie and Jake practiced again. Sophie was proud of how much they had learned. They even practiced in different rooms of the house, making sure they knew what to do no matter where they were when an earthquake happened.